So one of the first questions you may well have if you're planning a newborn photo shoot is, when should I book it for? The reason I think a lot of people ask this is because most of the time you don't actually know when your baby's going to arrive. So how can you schedule it in advance? So first of all, it might be helpful for me to explain the two different types of newborn photography that are most common and why timing is important for each. So I specialise in pose newborn photography, and like me, most newborn photographers who specialise in this genre would like to photograph babies within the first 2 weeks of their life. And there's two reasons for this. First of all, those sleepy, curled up poses are much easier to achieve in the first 2 weeks because your baby is naturally very sleepy at this time. And second, during this time, babies often really enjoy being in that curled up fetal position that they were in the womb. And so being in these poses is very comfortable and very natural for them. The other style of newborn photography that's very popular is lifestyle newborn photography. So that's where the photographer will come to your home and take photos of your baby within their new environment. So within perhaps the nursery, with the rest of the family, and it's really about a more documentary style, capturing the first few days of their life. And when the best time for that shoot is really depends on which photographer you're working with. So some photographers will still want to do the shoot within the first 2 weeks of baby's life because they're very sleepy, they're much more settled then, and so the shoot is likely to be much easier on everyone because your baby's going to be very relaxed and very sleepy through the whole thing. Other photographers don't have a time limit, so it really depends on which photographer you want to work with as to when you need to fit that shoot in. So it's always worth doing your research ahead of time. So for pose studio photography, which is what I specialise in, that first 2 weeks is really critical, and that's why it's really important to plan your shoot in advance before your baby arrives. Now obviously you don't know exactly when your baby's going to arrive, but what we can do is book you into the diary. So I'll take on a certain number of shoots for babies that are due each month, and then I keep my diary very flexible. So when your baby arrives, I just ask that you call me as soon as you can, and then we'll find a date within those first 2 weeks that we can book your baby in. But by booking in advance, you know that your spot is guaranteed and held, whereas if you don't book in advance, there's less likelihood of that happening. So this is one of the other common questions that I'm asked, is my baby's already here, I didn't get round to booking a shoot, can you help? And the answer really is, it depends. So sometimes I can, and I always will if I can, but if I'm really busy and my diary is fully booked, then unfortunately I won't be able to help. So I think whether I'm your chosen photographer or you want to work with someone else, that's why it's always really important, if you can, to book in advance. So when should you book? I recommend getting in touch to book just after your 20-week scan. By 20 weeks, you've got a good idea about how your pregnancy is progressing, whether you're likely to need any extra care after your baby's born. And so then that's a really good time that you can book and get everything scheduled in. So it's one less thing to worry about when your baby arrives. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's helped to answer this question for you. If you have any other questions about newborn photography, do let me know. You can send me an email or you can let me know in the comments below.